up, and he kind of like throws him halfway across the ring and just goes and just,
Hey, we're live.
we're live.
Yeah, I can only imagine. We're talking about Eddie Hall and Mars Puzianowski. Sorry, everyone.
Yeah, in the MMA fight yesterday. So congratulations, Eddie. All right, well, welcome to Leading Ageless Mindset. I'm Nick Best, and this is Jon Andersen, and here we are another Sunday doing our live stream.
Another Sunday. We are here live to be accountable to ourselves, each other, and you guys every single week. And we're here to share with you some of the shit, how we get this done. But I'm going to let Nick talk about our promotion real quick.
Oh, no, go ahead, John.
Yeah, well, you know what? Okay, I guess I'm going to talk about the promotion.
I wasn't mentally ready for that just yet.
That's all right. That's all right. That's what it's all about. So we're here every week for free to help you guys, talk to you guys. But if you want to join us with some training and nutrition, you can click the link below. We give you a 7-day free trial, which allows you to give it a crack and not have to come out of pocket. But more importantly, if you choose, you want to stick with it, we keep it really affordable because a lot of times are tough out there. And we want to be part of the solution, not the problem, for those of you that want to get in shape and learn. That's what this shit is all about. So from there, Nick, I'll let you grab the questions because we had a couple questions about hydration. So we're going to jump on those real quick before we start talking about our topic, which is self-sabotage, which, goddamn it, I'm a big one of those.
So the question this week was, does coffee or tea or drinks like that count as your water intake for drinking fluids? No, it does not count.
And keep in mind, guys, we've taken these questions that come in. We kind of just we realized we're taking a series of questions that are all the same. We're kind of distilling it into one question to answer all of your questions. And that was the first one that we had to address was, do these other type fluids count for your water? And Nick put it best. No. I'd say you can't have this stuff, but it just doesn't go towards your count. That's all.
Right.
So, I mean, I drink a ton of coffee. I love coffee. I don't really do it for the stimulation. I do it for the flavor. I guess when it comes down to it, kind of like my cigar smoking and my coffee drinking, I probably consider a wussy smoker and a wussy coffee drinker because I like him. I like him weak and I like him sweet.
Yeah. Right. But no, it doesn't count towards your water intake at all.
Yes. And then the flip side, the other question was basically in terms of putting additives in your water. Here's the thing. If you're adequately salting your meals, especially with Celtic salt, because Celtic salt, it's not really an electrolyte, but you could almost compare it to it because I think the sodium is one of, I believe, 84, 86 minerals. So with all those minerals in your system, it's really going to help. Now, if you want to spend extra money on liquid IV, is it going to hurt you? No. But do you need to waste? No. So that would be our answer. Do you have anything to add to that, Nick?
No, I mean, unless you're doing something where you're just sweating profusely all the time, like some guys get jobs working in, steel mills. Or
good point,
whatever.
Brother.
Or you're out working outdoors, doing landscaping, cleaning pools, whatever your job is. If you're sweating a lot, throw a couple of those in every day. You're going to be fine. Salt your food. Plain and simple. Put some salt on your food, and a lot of this stuff's really, it's great little helpful aids, but it's not really necessary. So
yes, and on that level too, some new studies are coming out about pink Himalayan salt coming out of China. They're mining this stuff and sending it over here with lots of heavy metals, which is not good for us. So unfortunately, now pink Himalayan a couple of years ago was like the cat's me out. Everybody loved it, but now all of a sudden we've got a different issue to solve with that. But now Celtic has come along and it adds so many more minerals to the equation. I just stick with Celtic. Don't take the risk of getting my hands on some heavy metal pink Himalayan, and that's the way I choose to go. So anyway, our topic for the day, holy Toledo, it's a good one. Self-sabotage. Nick, why don't you lead this baby off?
Well, a lot of times we're afraid of success and we're afraid of what's going to happen if we do make all our dreams come true. And so you'll do little things like self-sabotage, like, well, I'm going to train today at this time. I'm going to do this. I'm going to get these things done. Or you got an email that you need to write and you put that off. Everybody has something that they procrastinate on and put to the side, which could help them succeed that they don't do. We're all guilty of it. I'm guilty of it. John's guilty of it. I did it this morning. I wanted to wake up and get leg day training done before all this. And I woke up and
I
had my food.
That's a good one, because that's what I did, brother. I actually peeled my ass out of bed at 3:30 on a Sunday.
Yeah.
So I had the time to do it. And it was not fucking easy. Let me tell you, excuse my language.
Yeah. I was up at 4, got my coffee, got my water, got a little food in me. And I was just like, I got distracted a couple times. I'm like, and I looked up at the clock. I'm like, oh, great. I can either push through this really fast, or I can just get ready and do this. And I'm going to have to go do it after work. Now I got to go do it after work, which I'm going to go do after work. So it's going to be okay. But putting it off, one day turns into 2 days, turns into 3 days, turns into a week, which is where we run into problems. It's like a self-sabotage thing. So just like emails, sometimes I get those things in and I need to return them. And instead of turning them really fast, I return them 2-3 days later. It's one of those things where we all face the thing. It's just, you're going to have to straddle it, get on it, and then just go. And take
check this out, bro. Let me jump in real quick, because what you're talking about this morning and distraction, that was so me, right? So basically, Terry and I, we're down at our house in Mexico. And so when we're down here, we actually have, in the place where we live, they have pickleball courts. And so we've been playing pickleball, which is a lot of fun in the sun. And I'd stretched out a little bit, like kind of a glute hamstring tie. I was lunging for a ball, and I was like, oh, yeah, I could feel it. Wasn't a tear, but it was definitely a strain. Like there was a little limp for the neck for the rest of the day. Anyway, so I wake up this morning. This was 5 days ago. I wake up this morning, and I'm supposed to do my leg day, and I'm fucking, there's always shit going on, looking at emails, looking at this. We're getting ready to buy a new Jeep down here. Oh, that's fun. So I got fucking way distracted looking at that. And then I thought, oh, my hamstring is dinged up. Maybe I shouldn't do my legs. And I thought, you know what? It doesn't have to be my best day. It just has to be another day I show up. And that's what I fell back on. And lucky for me, I caught myself and said that to myself when I still had the time. Because obviously, like in Nick's position, had I got myself too pickled, too distracted, doing what I was doing, and all of a sudden realized, shit, yes, I can show up, but if I don't have the time and I try to rush through, blah, blah, blah. So you see that it's a constant battle. And some of the stuff that we literally talk about in this show is the stuff that we use for ourselves. And even for us, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So Nick, what he's going to do, he's going to pick up the slack at the end of the day. And I'm going to go on a limb, but you tell me if this is correct. The fact that you didn't do it this morning, you're going to not let that happen later today, period. End of story. No. There's just no way it's happening twice in 24 hours.
I already completely packed my gym bag. I'm actually taking 2 of the small mats with me to the gym. Got the clothes packed, got the shoes packed, got everything I need for gym training, for what I need to do to train today, all packed and ready to go. It's all going in the car as I head out after this when I go head to the range. So yeah, no, I'm not going to miss it today.
And check this out. What's happened here is, so Nick has taken a lemon, saw that first mistake, and he's making lemonade. He's not going to allow that one mistake to turn into another one, to another one, to another one. We all make mistakes. Don't sweat it. Just cut it off at one. That's the issue. Because really the self-sabotage comes from, granted, what we both self-sabotage ourselves a little bit. That's just the nature of our minds. But if Nick didn't go to the gym tonight, or if, I didn't do my training and I found some other reason. So the problem, or the self-sabotage, is when you let this turn into some sort of a pattern rolling forward. That's what we really got to catch. Don't let a mistake turn out to be the reason that you don't continue. That's where you got to take that lemon and turn it into a lemonade.
Yeah, exactly. 100%. And it's like, and then just restart your pattern and keep right on going again. There's always going to be things in life that come up. There's going to be distractions. Well, God knows our society is filled with distractions to keep us on focusing from what we need to be doing to take care of ourselves and our families. So make up for it, set the time, reschedule things, reset things up, and then go. Just that simple.
Yep. Now let's turn the corner at bringing self-sabotage, and this one for me is massive. Food. Oh my God. Self-sabotage with food for me is a daily management process. And I'll be real, it doesn't terribly, my problem doesn't get easier. I get better. That's what you got to remember. Life doesn't get easier. We have to get better so life becomes easier. You know, one of the things I love to say is, if you want more, you must become more. So I have to become more to manage my food issues. So Nick, obviously you don't have the same food issues I do, but I know that food is still a challenge. So talk about, I would have to imagine that, who knows, God, maybe there are people just like both of us, but I think the average person probably doesn't have the freaky deaky food issues I do. We're going to relate more to you. So like when you have food issues, right? Yeah. You manage them how?
I manage them by, if I don't get to pre-plan my meals for that day because it was either busy or self-sabotage because I was doing something else, like playing a video game instead of doing what I should have been doing and cooking my food. I also have an alternate program when I get to work about food that I get while I eat that's still fairly decent, that sticks as close to what my normal food intake is going to be anyway. You know, that could be something as simple as going to In-N-Out and getting 7 to 8 hamburger patties and a thing of fries, and then getting an iced tea, because there's no sugar in the iced tea. It's not, is it the optimal meal? No. But is there a lot of protein in it? Yeah. Is there some potassium, sodium in it? Yes. So therefore I get by. It's not optimal. It's not what I should be doing, but it's like a backup plan where I can get something quick and easy while I'm still working and doing things. Preferably, I'd rather.
But what he did right here is he took the best choice that was available to him. That's what we need to point out. He could have had plenty of other choices that were far worse that didn't help his cause. And that's the part you have to realize, sometimes when you're making the best choice available to you, that's not self-sabotage. You know, you got distracted, didn't get his food prepped. Okay, best choice right now. That's not self-sabotage. Fuck, I didn't do my meal prep. God damn it, I'm just going to go eat a pizza. Well, fuck, there's no protein. You're not getting your requirements in that. That's the self-sabotage. So don't let a mistake, don't confuse a mistake with self-sabotage. It's that mistake turning into a much worse mistake or worse action. That's what we're talking about.
Exactly. 100%. Yeah. And don't compound your mistakes. Don't compound your things. Do what you can to limit things. And at the end, you're going to be further ahead of where you were than when you started. You know, if you can, like I said, if there's one thing you can get rid of every day where it's just a bad habit, get rid of it. Pick the one thing during that day, like Jon says, and get rid of it and find something else. Yeah. And, you know, making the best choice of what you have available is always a good policy, because you never know what we're going to eat. Especially when you're traveling and doing things, you figure out a way to travel and still get the best food available for you. So you can even find, I hate to say this, but you can even go to a McDonald's and still come out of there not great, but not bad. You're not going to sit there and starve, because not eating is going to be worse than eating.
Well, here's one of my tricks, guys. Nick's so correct. I mean, you can find, even if you're forced to go to fast food, you can find a way to make a good choice. But for me, that's just, I have a hard one with that, because to me, if I step too far away from my line, I have a hard time not self-sabotaging. So what I'll do, if I'm in a position where I go to any gas station, convenience store, and I will get almonds. I'll get flavored salted almonds, like wasabi flavor. Those almonds, now, granted, there's not a lot of protein in that, but what that does, it's real whole food, satiates my stomach so that I don't make a freaking really bad food choice because I'm getting too hungry. Once I get those almonds in my gut, now I got some wiggle room so that I can actually go make a good choice to get caught up on my protein. Might be looking for hard-boiled eggs. Who knows what, I might go to a grocery store and get a rotisserie chicken. You know, rotisserie chicken gets you out of a lot of bind. As long as, I've taken a rotisserie chicken, opened that thing up in my lap on basically an extra shirt. So it didn't get all over me. And when I was done, I wiped my hands on that shirt, basically tucked it behind the seat on the floor until I got home, there's so many ways to do it. Yeah. So just be resourceful, and just remember, the thing that I remember, and Nick, I got to say that you're on this too. When we do the best we can in these situations, it feels freaking good because you overcame adversity. Overcoming adversity, it might be one of the best feelings a human can ever experience. And you have a chance to do that every time you make a mistake. So look at it from the flip side. Don't look at it from, God damn it, I made a mistake. I'm going to go sliding off the edge. Like, God damn it, I make a mistake. I have an opportunity to do right and feel really good about this.
Yeah.
And
100.
For me personally, because it's all upstairs, I just visualize, okay, I just ate these almonds. I'm going to visualize how good I feel if I go get that rotisserie chicken, or how shitty I'm going to feel if I go make a bad food choice. And that visualization of how I'm going to feel about me makes it real easy to make a good decision for me. So do you have some methodology like that too, brother? A little forecasting, a little visualization.
Yeah, it's pretty similar. It's just like, okay, you think about what you got to eat. You start going, okay, I got this to satisfy the hunger cravings and to keep my blood sugar from dropping any lower. Now I got to now I'll get around and find something that's much better a choice, even if it's going in.
Well, dude, talk about that. When blood sugar drops, what happens? What is it that people are fighting at that point? And why is it they probably are not going to win that battle?
Well, you're not going to win that battle at all, because it's a bad thing when your blood sugar drops. You know, you go hypoglycemic, you get the shakes, it's not good. And your body's
on that level, your brain releases an emergency signal. It says, I need sugar. You don't know it's an emergency signal, but that emergency signal is a survival mechanism. And at that point, nobody's going to say anything to you, including yourself, that's going to keep you from going and eating that sugary treat or that sugary thing that has no protein, because your body thinks it needs that to survive.
Right. And so you satisfy that craving, go drink a glass of orange juice, go do something to get it back up, and then go make your good food decision after that. But it's like one of those things where I waited too long to eat. I've watched Eddie do it.
Yep.
Brian gets hangry when that happens. So we try to avoid him and avoid that at all costs. So it's kind of one of those things where you have to stay on top of it. And when you feel those things starting to onset, get a little bit of something to push that away. That doesn't mean drink a whole, quart or half gallon of orange juice. It just means have a glass to get some in to level your blood sugar off, and then go make a good food choice.
And I'm in this phase of my life now where I'm actually slimming myself down, if you will. Still keeping my, muscle up, but at the same time, just trying to take my body weight into a little bit more of a, I don't want to say manageable, because I always managed it, but into more of a, I don't want to say sustainable, because I sustained heavy body weight, but it's just a different phase of my life. Being 290 is, my body's always served me for what I'm doing. And right now, my focus has been entrepreneurship. And so being lighter actually kind of serves me. And so what I'm getting at is this: as I work on kind of slimming myself down, right, I have to keep food close by, because I'm not eating large amounts anymore, which means my body burns through this shit so quickly. And so I've got my brain trained, like, okay, I'm eating this little bit right now. I better have that little bit within reaching distance, because sometimes I don't know when I'm going to get hit. It almost feels like a jackhammer hits me, like I need to eat and eat now. And what I'm getting at is this: it's basically a practice, and you train your brain to always be looking ahead to that next feeding, if you will. Almonds in your pockets. There's so many things we've talked about. So I guess what I'm getting at is that even Nick and I go through different phases of our lives, and we have to learn new behaviors to support what we're doing. And I'm in one of those phases right now. So if this is new for you guys, well, join me. I'm in a new phase too. I used to eat larger portions, which gave me a longer window between feedings. I don't have that luxury right now. So it takes more pre-planning. Is it a little bit of a pain in the ass to be in it? Yes. Once it becomes a habit, it's a piece of cake, and you can turn this shit into a habit really quickly. So,
and it also stokes
like we've got you guys eating 5 times a day. If you're used to eating 1 or 2, that's going to feel like a lot. But once you start to do it, it's easy. Nick, why don't you talk about the difference between once someone goes from eating couple times a day to 5 times a day. Talk about the benefits of how they feel and how they're going to perform.
It's massive, because your body's intaking its fuel and what it needs to recover and everything periodically through the day much more often. So you can eat smaller meals and eat them more often. You also burn calories every time you eat a meal, 50 to 100 calories to just digest the meal. So your core intake is actually going to be a little bit less, which is going to help you lose weight, but your energy levels are going to be higher because you have a steady state of fuel coming in, and it makes a big difference in your attitude, the way you feel. It makes a big difference in your mood, everything, how the day goes. It's just getting in that pattern and locking it in. And once you do, your focus is better, your mood's better, the way you feel is better. And then you also start feeling very confident about yourself and the things that you accomplish during the day, because you can actually do this. Eating once or twice a day is really bad. It slows your metabolism down. You get all these calories in and out at once, and then your body starves the rest of the day. It stores fat easier because I think it's starving itself. So all these things are bad things by eating only once or twice a day. You do need to eat is really 5 minimum. If you can eat more than that, God bless.
100%. And sometimes we talk about emergency foods like almonds in the pocket. Don't get tweaked out about eating 5 meals, if you will. You think, feedings. It can be a feeding, can be almonds. It can be, like Nick's he talked about having to go get some in and outs. I mean, it doesn't, don't let this 5 times a day scare you, because it's not that difficult, especially once you realize how good you feel. You're going to make that trade every time.
Yeah. And the meals don't have to be gargantuan. It's not like you're trying to go consume 5 2,000 calorie meals.
No, 100%. And like in the food, the meal plans that we have set up for you guys, it's macro based, and it's a calculation based on basically your body weight. So it's 5, I want to say small, but definitely not big feedings. And it's a different way of, I guess you'd say, it kind of makes a different way of life once you start to feed yourself this way.
Oh yeah. And it just makes things smoother. It makes things easier. It makes things so much better. You feel so much better. You're more focused. You're more attentive. Everything's functioning at optimal levels. And the only time you're not eating is when you're asleep. So it's good. It really is. It truly is. You will feel better.
That's it. Yep. So there you have it, everyone. Nick, what's the words of wisdom for the day, brother?
Words of wisdom are, when you feel yourself self-sabotaging, ask yourself why. What am I afraid of? And then just go do it. If you have to reschedule things for a little later in that day, get it done and don't fail. Go take care of the business.
And on that level, just remember the like Nick said, ask yourself a question. But remember, the mistake is not the self-sabotage. It's the mistake following the mistake. That's the self-sabotage.
It's staying on it.
The bigger mistake that follows the little mistake is the self-sabotage.
It's okay to make one. Put your foot down, stop it, and move on. So just that's simple.
That's it. Well, there you have it, everyone. And remember, if you want to join us with our coaching for the training and nutrition, click the link below. It's a great way to get big, strong, and lean, because that's what we stand for. And it's even going to help you have more clarity, more energy, the whole kit and caboodle. And the best part is you get a 7-day free trial if you want to give it a crack. And then if you do choose to continue, it's nice and affordable, because we want to make it easy for you guys with these times that are tough. We can still make progress. So that being said, everyone, thank you for checking us out. We'll see you next week, same time, same place.
Don't forget to salt your food.
That's it. With Celtic salt. Be careful with the pink Himalayan.
Make sure it comes from Tibet.